You brought a mortal soul out of that place. Your second mother, Semele, was brought into this world. You know where the entrances are and the paths to the underworld. You know how it can be done. Tell me where those entrances are. And if there's a price to pay, I will pay the price. It'll do you no good. But I'll tell you. And Orpheus was told. And Orpheus found himself at the top of a cliff. Far below was the sea, a seagull high in the sky, the sun bright, and a rock there, and by that rock, a prickly, thorny bush. And the rock rolled, and Dionysus had told him it would roll once to open and once to close and never open again. And the rock rolled, and there was a dark path going into the depths of the world. And with his harp, Orpheus began to descend down and down to the underworld, down and down towards the land of shadows, down, and the light was gone from above him, and down he went until he could now hear the sounds of groaning and sobbing and sighing and moaning. And in the distance he could see an icy black river with mist curling and creaming on top of it. But between him and the river bank, there were countless thousands of writhing men, women, and children caught in limbo. Those who in their lives had never thought to do a deed that would give them the currency with which to pay the ferryman. They were stranded, neither living nor dead. He played a most beautiful tune. He calmed them for a moment. They sat with relief for perhaps the first time in thousands and thousands of years. And then through the mist came the ferryman himself, intrigued at the sound he could hear. He had his pole. He was punting his raft. His raft was made of the bloated corpses of 8 bodies strapped together. Your music pays your fare. Come. And Orpheus was carried across the waters of death into the land of shadows. And there the countless thousands of our ancestors, they walk, they move, they shift, oblivious, numb, comfortably numb, dead. He walked amongst them. And he played, and perhaps, maybe, memories were stirred in a few of them, but not many. And then he came to the dark throne, and there was Aedes, and there was Persephone, and he stood before them, and Aedes said, "You come with your life into this, my place. Who are you and why?" And Orpheus explained, "But it is not possible. Eurydice, her shadow, her soul is here. It cannot. She cannot go back to life." But Persephone said, "It has been done before." And Hades said, "There is a price. You could try it, but it won't do you any good." Orpheus said, "I've come this far. I will pay whatever price." "Oh, you'll pay whatever price?" Well, the price is very simple. The currency is just trust. Trust. You will turn around and you will walk from this place back to where you came from. And you will not turn back until both your feet are firmly planted in your own world. And you must trust that we have let the spirit of Eurydice follow you. You must trust that she is behind you. You must trust that she wants to be with you. You must trust that she loves you. You must trust that you still love her. You must trust that this whole effort is worth it. And you must trust that we will keep our word. Now, turn and go. And Orpheus began to walk away. But he felt no presence at all behind him. Not a sound, no weight, no warmth. No presence at all. And he looked at the shadows, but they just parted. They gave him no clue as to whether he was alone or if he was accompanied. And he came to the waters of death, and there the ferryman punted him across those waters, but there was no shift in the weight of the craft. Then he was walking past those in limbo. They too gave him no clue, and he was full of doubt. Was it all just a trick? Maybe she preferred being numb, eternally dead. Maybe she didn't love him. Maybe in truth he didn't love her. Did he really know her? Did she love him? And he was tormented with these thoughts, and further he went away from the center of the land of the dead towards the light, towards his own world. And he was approaching that world. I love her. Do I love her? Does she love me? Do we even know what love is? We'll be together for the rest of our lives. Do I want that? Yes, I trust it, but is she with me? If the rock closes, I will never see her again. Perhaps it's all a trick. And then he was thinking such thoughts, so confused in his feelings, his body left unattended, just turned around. And she was there, immediately behind him. And he saw the look of love upon her face, and then the look of anguish as she fell backwards, down, 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 and Aedes, the Lord of the dead, caught her in his dark cloak. And then the rock rolled, and Orpheus found himself at the top of a cliff with a seagull squawking, the waves crashing below, and a rock closing any entrance to the other world. Utterly betrayed, utterly out of control of his own body, his senses, his thoughts, his passions, everything chaos. No more Dionysus, no more love, no more suffering. And he stared at the sun. Just you, Ra, Apollo, order, you. No more music, just one note. Just one note. Order. No feeling. Nothing.